Alright, so tip number 1 is to twist your wrist while doing your bicycles. If you notice, with my wrist not twisted, you'll hardly see bicep activation, right? But if I twist my wrist just a little bit, you'll see a little more bicep activation. So when you're doing your bicycles, on the concentric motion, when you reach about 90 degrees, you'll twist your wrist and you'll feel more tension in your bicep. On eccentric, you'll twist it back slowly and get let it go back down. Okay, so tip number 2 is full range of motion. So what I mean by full range of motion is you have a full motion from this point straight up to this point and you're not half repping. So then you'll be bribing yourself of the bicep growth. Right? Start from down here and with your wrist twisted, come up slowly, 90 degrees, twist your wrist, hold, back down. Full range of motion, and you'll see at least a little tricep flex, so it will look like this. Full range, twist your wrist, squeeze, come back down, stop right there. Right there. Alright, tip number 3, you want to squeeze at the top of every rep. I mentioned it in the previous clip, I'll show you here. So when you come up, you want to hold it for at least 1 second before you go back down. So don't come up and then you go back down right away. When you come up, you have to squeeze for a little bit with your wrist twisted. Always remember the wrist, so you have that extra bicep tension. So you hold for 1 second here and then you go back down. So all in all, it should look like this. Alright, so tip number 4 is to go slow on the eccentric phase. So from here to here is what you call an eccentric motion. From here to here is what you call a concentric motion. So when you're doing your bicep curls and you're going for concentric, you do your little hole, and on the eccentric you go back down very slow. And in doing this, you'll feel a lot of tension on your biceps. So I don't recommend doing this on every rep, but at least coming down to your last set or 2, come down to your very last reps, or all, if you want to, you can go slow on the eccentric phase. Okay, and last but not least is stop using your front delts. So what I like to do to avoid this is to push my shoulder back a little bit. So now when I come up like this, the tension will be on my bicep and less on my front delts. So the weight now, shoulders back, and you come up, you twist, you go for about 1 second, you go back down slowly on the eccentric, keep your shoulders back.